About the Notes. Hi everybody, welcome back to All About the Notes. It is currently Monday morning and my hair isn't dry, but hey, at least you know I showered. So there's that. But I want to talk about today on what makes an okay singer to become a great singer. So great is like a loose term for me because I feel like someone can never be just like amazing. I feel like great as in like you are consciously aware of like your voice and who you are as a singer, and you know what works at that point. So because your voice never stays the same, it's constantly changing. So great singers, they like know a lot about their voice. So I got 6 things that can make even you go from an okay singer to a great singer, even with just maybe adding one element to your singing techniques. So I feel like the number one problem with singers is breath. Like 90% of all vocal issues or vocal approaches or anything like that is usually a breath problem. And so great singers, they always are exercising or doing meditations and, staying away from, smoke and stuff that will like get into their lungs and ruin their breath, because the singing is all about the breath. It really is. It kind of comes down to like, if you can like have good breath, if you can breathe correctly, then you are pretty much, you can pretty much solve any vocal problem at that point. Number 2 is staying on key. I've known people that they had, great tone, great power, but like the minute like they start singing to like a karaoke track or start playing along, they just like completely lose like pitch, and then they like run off key, and then it just sounds like a disaster, like a train wreck, because like literally you got like 2 different keys, like a karaoke track in one key and you're singing in another key, and it's just like boom, it just sounds bad. And that's a lot of times when people are like, oh, she's there, that's a bad singer. It's not necessarily bad singing, it's just like you don't know how to stay on pitch. And so to help that, do like practice, like hitting notes on the piano or keyboard. Like nobody, I think, at what became great, like very few people just were like born with it. Like a lot of us have had to work on staying on pitch, and something that I had to learn how to do, and I've gotten so much better at it in time. So keep that in mind, that staying on key is definitely makes you go from okay to like great. And thirdly would be posture. And I don't think people like feel like posture is like a big deal, but in order to like open up your airways, you have to like put your shoulders back, stand up tall, because you want the breath to like come up and out. So knowing how to stance your body and what works for your body, like makes it that like if you're slouched and everything, then that air is not going to come out. That you're not going to look confident either on stage, which could end up in you not sounding great either. And people, they hear with their eyes. So the way they see you is how they're going to hear you. So if you automatically are just like, yeah, I'm here to sing, you go from being okay to great. The next thing is practicing. I noticed that like great singers, like they don't really go, like we don't really go without practice. And that's because like we know our voices need like daily warm-ups and like daily maintenance, just maintenance on little things, and like goals. We set vocal goals for ourselves, and I think that's what okay singers don't do. They just kind of like go out without singing for a while, then do something of singing related and kind of hope for the best. And so that just kind of makes you okay. But if you want to like be great, you got to practice just a little bit every day. If you don't have 10 minutes in your day to kind of like warm up your voice, then you need to really consider life a little bit. Like, I don't mean it in a bad way, but like, you know, everybody's got 10 minutes in their day to do something for themselves. And so instead of maybe like watching like 10 minutes of a show into something, or I don't know, 10 minutes, I don't know, do something else for your 10 minutes, okay? Don't be like scrolling on your phone or something. You could easily just like put something on. There's like videos and stuff that you can listen to and just warm up your voice. Number 5 is that great singers know how to control the power, their volume, and their tone. And basically, like, my tone has changed. And that's because I've aged, I've learned more things. I can change my tone back and forth. I can be very light, I can be very powerful. It's still me, but I know how to control that tone that I was given. Everybody has their own unique tone, but the key is knowing what works for your unique tone. And as far as volume, as long as you've got like that right placement, you can control your volume. Like it comes down to breath again, I think. But this is gonna be like number one thing to learn from this video is breath. Know your breath. Breath controls your power. People that like, you know, they dwindle out at those like long notes that you gotta hold and sustain. It's because they ran out of breath. So they don't know how to power through that breath, get that little bit of extra breath to like push it out. So yeah, people that are great, they know how to control their power and their tone. They know it very well. And lastly is going from an okay singer to a great singer. It's all about, I feel, emotion. So you can have like the best techniques and know completely on what to do, have the best breath support and everything else. And yeah, you're gonna sound great. I sound sort of great, but it's gonna be something like missing from your singing. And so to me, that's where emotion comes in. It's like we want to feel something. We don't just like put on music just to listen. Very few people do that, but most of us want to listen to music because it makes us feel good, it makes us happy, or it makes us sad, or it makes us like get all that emotion out of our day. So we want to hear some like emotional depth into your voice. And I've known singers that like they just have a really hard time being vulnerable with people and opening up that side of them. But that's really what makes music. Music is all about feeling. And so to me, if you're like lacking the emotion, then you're kind of lacking doing music, in my opinion. But you know, I've heard the emotionless singers before too, so it's not like they are the worst singers, but there's always something like missing from their voice. And I think it's emotion. Emotion really is, I think, a number key. So okay, breath and emotion, that alone will turn you from okay to like great. So hopefully you like my list, and if you really want to like talk more in depth about these topics, about maybe like how to control power, tone, or how to help your breath and everything else, then please let me know. But until then, see you next time.